The Minnesota Vikings' first start with J.J McCarthy has finally happened, and they managed to come out of it with victory and overcoming a pick six in the process. Your thoughts on this game, Peter, first of all, because it is a great thing that they managed to make a comeback, but I think there are still a few questions when it comes to Caleb Williams as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this game talked about the things that Caleb Williams struggles with. I think the biggest thing that he highlights is his ability to play on schedule, which is a bit of a question mark. Granted, they took care of the football, didn't throw an interception, but it still leaves a lot to be desired in terms of his development. And it just shows that Ben Johnson does still have a lot of work to work with Caleb Williams to get him to play on schedule and on time. Um, and I think the book is still out on him to see how well he can develop because some of the passes that he threw was wild, you know. And then there was one pass I don't remember what particular time it was, but watching the highlights and review of the game and some of the clips I saw on X recently, there was a pass that he threw whereby a defender knocked into him and then the pass that he threw, got the defender also got clattered. His receiver got clattered by the opposing defender. So it's like a bang bang. Both of them got hurt on that play, a little bit. So he's still got a lot of work to do in terms of him. Now on the flip side, J.J McCarthy appears to be in one of the best situations in the league. I mean, I always say this: if you're a quarterback and you get drafted into the NFL, and you go to a team whereby your QB coach or your offensive coordinator or your head coach is a true quarterback developer, you are in good hands. And I think McCarthy just typifies an example of how KOC trains his quarterbacks. Because I kid you not, this offensive system that McCarthy is playing in right now is different to what Sam Darnold played in last year. Because KOC tends to tailor the offense to the quarterback strength. I hope a lot of Moxie for Vikings fans in that fourth quarter when he suddenly had that awakening and came alive and was simply connecting with all his throws and led them to that 11-point comeback to win the game. So it goes to show having a quarterback that has that willingness and ability to learn and develop with the quarterback coach makes sense. And KOC also made a point in during the offseason before the draft to JJ McCarthy, which is that as a quarterback coach or an offensive coordinator, your primary purpose is to take that quarterback and help him become the quarterback that he can be. Not him to essentially don't make him fit the offense you run, but work with what is his strength and build a system around that quarterback skill set. And that's your primary objective. And that's why a lot of OCs sometimes fail because they are not building it according to people's strengths. Like in flip side, for example, to finish my little
It's the whole square pegs and round holes, right?
Exactly. Caleb needs to be developed with outside the pocket plays before he can start working on the pocket game. If outside the pocket is his strength, play to that strength before you bring him into the inside the pocket.
You get those wins. You get those early wins by running the same. I'm surprised. Like I don't know. I'm not a head coach. You know, I'm not an offensive coordinator, NFL caliber. But it's always astounded me that he's played in shotgun all of college. Well, guess what? The majority of our plays are now in shotgun, and we'll work him under center. By year 3, he'll be under center fully, but we're going to slowly ease him in so that he can adapt. So I think the best coaches always do this. The thing with Caleb and what I've realized, I think what a lot of fans are realizing is he thrives in chaos. Like you almost want him to get pushed out of the pocket because that's when he creates.
So there was chaos. There was chaos on their scoring drive, but the thing is that you can't have in the NFL chaos all of the time is not going to work.
It's not going to work. You need to be able to work around chaos, but you need to also be able to, when the play is set, when you have to go through your reads, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to my third guy because I know he's going to be open after 3 steps into my drive. I can let the ball go. That's not who Caleb is. Ben Johnson likes guys. It's all about timing. and it's strict. That's why he was able to take a guy in Detroit and get him to perform at a level a lot of people thought he was done, and Ben Johnson was able to get that out of him. He's going to have to sit down with Caleb and try and ease him into this offense, because this isn't going to help. Caleb can sometimes get emotional as well, in that this will weigh down on him and it'll affect how he plays, and then he starts forcing the ball. Caleb is talented. He is very instinctive. He's very raw at QB, but he is talented. That is undeniable. We've all seen it. Okay, we see those moments where he'll juke out an edge rusher and then he'll just flicker the wrist 40 yards down the field on a post and it's done. So we know he has the skill set, but we just need to sort of harness that and get him to play within the system. My thing is, do the Bears have time and patience? Because the whole, we'll give you 5 years is over. That doesn't happen in the league anymore. You get 3 years. If you're gifted, you get 3 years. If you're not, you're getting 2. Those years are over. Ben Johnson didn't draft Caleb. And the thing about Ben Johnson is he knows he can win in this league. So I guess if you're a Chicago fan, it's not too bad, because well, if we don't keep Caleb as the main guy heading forward, at least we've got a head coach that we can build upon, and we'll draft his guy. Kevin O'Connell, he picks his QBs. All I'm saying is, yeah,
this job that Ben Johnson took,
yeah,
they've told you straight, if Caleb don't work, you yourself, you're out too, because nobody takes a QB. If they take a QB in the first round, different story. This is number 1 overall pick, and this is a year removed from us drafting him. So essentially, you're coming in to be tied with Caleb to make it work. Because if it doesn't work, you're both going to be out. We're not going to give the opportunity to draft another quarterback. We'll give the opportunity if that quarterback wasn't the first overall pick. Let's say if he was 10th, 12th, something like that, then you might get the opportunity to draft your own guy. But the first overall pick, they will do whatever. Because when you pick first of all, you get a bit of grace. You can even go through 2 coaches or thing. And I'll give Kyle as an example. Kyle is on his second coach now, because he was drafted first overall. So he's been able to earn that grace. When you're first overall pick, they do give you a certain level of grace, like Dilly was talking about in our previous segment with the Jets. Whereby if you're a high level player, they can give you some certain level of grace, for messing up. But if you're not, they'll get rid of you quickly. So with Caleb, I mean, like we said earlier, they just got to let him play from outside in, use his strengths, and gradually coach him up into the pocket stuff that you want him to do. For instance, when Mahomes first came into the league, right? Andy Reid, they talk about how they played Mahomes in the pistol, like how he used to play at Texas Tech for his first year, and then gradually eased him into the offense, whereby they don't run the pistol anymore. They just run a standard offense, and he's now comfortable with that now.
Exactly.
So you just go
take
his
anytime I see a young QB go into the league, they're a shotgun QB, and they're under center, I'm like, okay, here we go. He's not going to play well. And lo and behold, that's exactly how it is. So these how can I say, these cavemen OCs that don't want to change their system, they usually get moved on. The best OCs will always adapt. And also, that Roma Dunze pick is looking worse and worse. You should have got Joe Alt. I mean, that guy...
He got a touchdown now.
He got a touchdown in this game.
You needed an offensive lineman. You needed a guy to keep him up. And you basically had a guy that was... let's be honest. He's already tattooing some of the best defensive tackles in the league. All pros. Some guys that are dark horses for Hall of Fame. And he is tattooing them in his second year. He was right there, Joe Alt. But instead you went for the flashy pick, and now you're paying the price.
Now, if we look at Chicago's next game, we've got an easy one, or not. They've got the Lions away. Ben Johnson against his old team.
I mean, he knows that defense. He knows the personnel.
The Lions are coming back. They're bouncing back, man.
And the Lions are wounded after that last game against the Packers.
Of course they're wounded, man.
Hey.
Like, listen, we about to. Hey, listen, Caleb, get ready. We're about to buy your decap to get a victory, man. We're ready to buy
From the defensive point of view, what I will say is the Bears' defensive line need to show their worth in this game. Because we know that they're good, and the Detroit Lions' offensive line isn't as good as it was, and it wasn't as good as it was in that Week 1 game, and that's why it's a big reason as to why they lost. If the Bears are going to have a chance in the next week's game, that's what they're going to have to do. But
but then also I would say we got also look at these Week 1 performances with a little bit pinch of salt, in the sense that some of these teams or some of these top teams that didn't perform well in Week 1, they didn't really play preseason. So there's this kind of preseason for most of these players.
Yeah, this is Week 1 always has some weird results. We know this. We've got to, that's the pinch of salt that we've got to effectively go with. But there are still the tendencies, like Caleb Williams, still the tendency of holding the ball too long. And it's always been the case, and hence why the timing is off. When his receivers are open and he's still not throwing the ball, and then by the time he does throw the ball, they're no longer open, because that's what happens in the NFL. But let's see if he manages to progress towards being better in the next few weeks. And let's see how J.J McCarthy's actual progression. Obviously, he lost his rookie year due to injury, so let's see how it actually goes. Drop a comment down below as to what you think are the trajectories of both of these quarterbacks, and we'll see everyone on the next video.